Greetings from Nods Gamer, and welcome back to another mod video. This time I'm going to be touching on a system that I hold personally quite dear, as I spent a hell of a lot of time playing this growing up and wish to carry on doing so in the future, and it is my old faithful friend, the Sega Saturn. Amazing stuff. It's got such an untapped, massive Japanese library of stuff to play that I can't recommend them enough to anyone wanting to get into a bit of retro gaming. But the problem I've run into here is that trying to power it up last time, Mr. Power Supply, who's definitely over 20 years old now, has started to buzz like something that belongs in a bedside drawer. So I'd rather not have this plugged in to my Saturn and run the risk of possibly damaging that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do instead is... Do you mind? I'm trying to do a video. Yet not about you for once this time. No, the parents are here. Yeah, it's all about her. No, go away. Right. Yes, we'll play PSO in a bit. Something like that. Yeah, okay. Bye. Sorry about that. Always pokes his nose in when he's not wanted. So what I'm going to do is a little similar to what we did with Mr. Interrupted Dreamcast over there. And we're going to drop a Bitfunx power supply in, which should just give me a tiny PCB there and straight to a 3-pin plug, so no nasty step down. A new lease of life for my Saturn, and I get to play a lot of the recent imports that I bought. I've got a couple of them here I won't mind trying out. So let's see what we can do. Let's treat her with the utmost respect, open her up, fiddle with her insides, screw her back together, and have a play. Nice and easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you can see, we've got one screw at the bottom, and I think pretty much that is all we're going to have to remove on the inside. And then there's going to be 2 in the back just there holding the connector in. So you just want to whip this one away. And the 2 in the back. Once that's done, just pop the power connector in the corner away. Now we just have to work out if we have one type of board or the other. Okay, so looking at my board, you've got to be careful with this as well, because the instructions did say there's more than one version of this. Mine isn't included on that because it looks like they just used the power supplies for this one. But if you can see just inside there underneath this shielding, it does say 5 volts. Just through the hole there, 5 volts. So what we need to do, once we've got our power supply out, is a little switch at the bottom there, which will get you between 3.3 and 5 volts. Make sure that's set correctly. So what I'm going to do is just drop that straight onto there. We've got a few more bits in the kit that look like they help you mount the power. So we're going to get that all screwed in at the back. This looks pretty straightforward. Some machines, however, have the power supply mounted on the underside of the lid, which will need the additional wiring included in the kit to put in. Luckily I've not got one of those systems, so this should be pretty straightforward. So while we've got a top off, we'll have a fiddle around, get the inside sorted, power it on and see what we've got. So if you're using this in an NTSC machine, the 9-volt connection on the end is redundant. As far as I'm aware, that's only on PAL machines. So with my 4-pin model here, what I'll need to do is just put it on so it's in both the grounds and both the 5 and 3.5 volts. So now that's on the right pins, all that I need to do now is just assemble the back piece to get that in the case. And now we should be good to go. So I just want to put power to that real quick. Flick it on and make sure we have a light. Right, so now it's all plugged in. I just want to test it spins a disc up real quick and powers. So here's my faithful copy of Virtua Fighter 2. Just hold the lid latch down. Power on. Beautiful. So the system powers up. Forgive my CD drive, it's very noisy. Excellent. So let's get her shirt back on, plug her into the TV, and see if we can get some proper gameplay. Okay, so let's get it plugged in and see if we can play on something. Okay, so that was King of the Spirits. That was a pretty average little racer there. As you can tell, I'm not very good at the drifting yet, but you know, that was the first time I played it, so really odd little game we've got there, something to mess about on a Sunday night.
Get set. Ready, go! Ready, go! Knockout. Get set. Ready, go! New record!
Okay, so next up we had Zero Divide: The Final Conflict. I bought that this week on eBay recently, so I've had my eye out for this for a long time. I've never really seen it pop up at a decent price in a decent condition. It's not a bad little fighting game. It runs at a good old rate. It's got an interesting sort of dodge concept to it as well. Some nice sort of 3D going off there for the Saturn, VDP chip going ape in the background with some really cool 2D effects here as well. So interesting game to keep playing.
西暦2521年7月13日、あれから1年が経とうとしている。船のエネルギー、食料が底をつき始めたため、我々は否応なしに地上へ降りなければならなくなっている。この宇宙巡洋艦テトラが新型戦闘機3機を搭載しているとはいえ、今回の帰還が大きな賭けであることに違いはない。正面からの戦闘はできる限り避けねばならんのだが。
Next up we had Radiant Silvergun. Now I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't buy this recently, I've had this for a long time. It is a legendary game, one that is synonymous with the Saturn, and it is just probably the greatest shooter on it, and a dead shame we never saw this in the UK. I'm sure, as I remember, it was really close to a PAL release, but we never got it because the Saturn sort of died. What a shame. Absolute masterpiece of a game, that game. Fantastic.
敵の戦闘機が出てくるぞ。油断するな。はい。地上にも敵がいます。なんだこいつら。
より全防衛隊に次ぐ。本艦はこれよりフォールド体制に入る。繰り返す。本艦はこれよりフォールド体制に入る。
フォールド？本気か？
And lastly, we've got Super Dimension Fortress Macross. I did purchase this one recently, as I've got this thing for shooters, and the Saturn is home to some excellent shooters. It's not in the best condition, but I can always rebox this at some point. It was quite an interesting game. It looks like there's a massive anime to go with it as well, as it sprawls more than one disc. It's going to be really interesting playing through that, but the anime, unfortunately, unless you speak and read Japanese, you're not going to be able to follow, which is a shame. But as shooters go, all the same, it's awesome. So plenty to be getting on with there. Right, so that was nice and fun, nice and easy to do. Breathe some life into my old dying Saturn so we can play again. Experience some of the new games that we picked up recently. I'm going to be playing through these a bit more and doing some videos on these later down the line, and some other Saturn stuff as well. So it's not the end for the Sega. Oh, mate, will you go away? Come on, I've got to the end of the video. I got through most of it without you. Off. We'll deal with you in the future. So yeah, sorry about that. Thanks again for watching, guys. If you did like this, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe and share around so everybody can see me do some crap in my man cave. I've got plenty of old consoles I like tinkering with. I've got plenty of old games I'm going to be putting some gameplay up of now. I've got everything set up correctly. Thanks again for watching. Please stay tuned to see you next time.